The trendy product almost all the TikTok girls have is now prompting those same people to send out warnings.
Throw away your glass straws, please.
You would never think that something so simple as a glass straw would be a danger to your life.
And it doesn't stop at just straws.
No, this is not about a glass straw, but it is about something else that a lot of us have in our home.
It's the entire straw and bottle bundle.
Warning for anyone using Yeti bottles, especially for your kids.
You're drinking that. You're drinking that.
And she lost her eye.
In a world where plastic straws destroy the environment,
plastic is not biodegradable. It will stay and essentially eternally forever.
and paper straws dissolve in your mouth before you can finish your drink,
Oh my gosh, I love this drink. You should try it. You should definitely try it. Here, take it. Try some.
for many, glass straws presented the perfect solution.
It comes with the glass straw.
You need to check out these glass straws from Amazon.
The best reusable straws.
Unfortunately, all that good publicity shattered with one viral video. On November 23rd, TikToker Brianne O'Brien posted a warning from her hospital bed.
Don't use the glass straws. It's not worth it.
According to the 35-year-old mom of 6, she was sipping water through her glass straw when she felt a chunk of something that definitely wasn't liquid slide down her throat. Brianne was dumbfounded. What had she just unknowingly swallowed? It was only when she began examining her cup, and specifically the bottom end of her glass straw, that she discovered the horrifying answer to that question.
There's a shard about that big missing.
As disturbed as Brianne was, physically, there was no cause for alarm, or at least, not right away. But 2 hours later, Brianne's body signaled that this wasn't a problem that would just go away.
I burped really big and my mouth had blood in it.
Choosing not to take any chances, Brianne rushed to the hospital. But once she arrived at the emergency room, her complaints weren't taken seriously. Until the gastroenterologist, a doctor who specializes in the digestive system, caught wind of what happened.
He said you need to expedite CAT scan immediately and get her going.
An X-ray and a CT scan revealed exactly what Brianne had feared. There, in her stomach, was a 2-centimeter shard of glass. The doctors acted fast. They put Brianne to sleep and began performing an endoscopy, which involved shoving a tube with a camera down Brianne's throat to locate the glass. But by this point, it was too little, too late. The glass was already gone.
So I got a piece of glass floating around in my intestines, which is awesome. They said to watch for bleeding over the next 2 days and to check my poop.
As for what happened to the piece of glass after leaving Brianne's stomach, well, from the TikToker's perspective, ignorance is bliss.
After going through my poop a couple times, I decided that it's not really worth it. It's gross.
Naturally, this horror story unlocked a new fear amongst glass straw users, who now felt required to exercise extreme caution when preparing their daily iced drinks. After all, Brianne wasn't the first person to find a little something extra in the cup. Online, there have been a number similar reports involving broken glass straws.
Do you see that? That is a crack. That is a crack from broken glass that happened from breaking my ice. But if I hadn't checked, I would have swallowed the glass, and who knows where I'd be today.
I drink my coffee almost every morning out of a glass straw, my iced coffee. And the other morning I was drinking it and I felt something in my mouth, so I took it out and it was a shard of glass like that big.
And it truly, I don't know when that happened. Like there are shards taken out of that.
One TikTok user even posted their live reaction to finding glass in their drink, which they spat out, before proceeding to finish the latte. And this wasn't the only instance where a user refused to let their beverage go to waste after their straw broke, adding weight to the claim that, for some, you would have to pry their glass straws from their cold, dead hands. But while many acknowledge the risk that continuing to use glass straws posed, for others, what happened to Brianne came down to one thing: user error.
I've been using glass straws for quite a few years and I've never had an accident like that.
Although I have like so much empathy for her,
I just feel like you have to be a little bit inattentive, let's say, to be drinking out of a broken glass straw.
They use their glass straw like a freaking ice pick and try and get through the giant ice cubes. The straw is glass. It is going to break.
Brienne denied that she was responsible, pointing out that her straw was advertised to be used with iced drinks.
Iced coffee cup travel mug.
The thickness of the straw gave her a false sense of security.
I want you to look at the size comparison.
And she examined the straw before using it.
No cracks at all on this straw. It was exactly like that.
Many appear to be in agreement. Stirring a glass straw in ice might cause cracks.
Please be gentle with your drink. Your straw will chip and you'll get chips of glass and then you'll just be drinking that.
But user error doesn't excuse a faulty product.
Personally, as an avid glass straw user, I have had straws that have had shards break off of them, like if you're putting them in the dishwasher or throwing them around, or honestly just like putting them in ice. I just think they can't be trusted, and why would you take the risk?
Yes, while glass straws might be better for turtles, the same might not be true for humankind.
Maybe it's time for me to not buy glass straws anymore. Honestly, I don't even want to drink from this anymore.
My mom is making me throw away all my glass straws. Why?
Basura. I saw in TikTok, and I think most of you saw this girl. This girl is still in the hospital trying to find out what happened with her because she swallowed some glass.
Look at that. Taste test, baby.
Let's take this. Yeah.
Doctors have only heightened the growing hysteria, emphasizing that glass straws pose a dangerous potential to tear apart your teeth.
I use glass straws.
No, they chip your teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Be so careful.
Oh my god, Dr. Appa.
Your mouth.
Are you not afraid of like chewing on the straw and then just lacerating and shredding your entire mouth or like your tongue, or like a little tiny piece of glass breaking off of the straw and then like shredding your intestines? Or is that just me being a doctor and having seen a lot of traumatic stuff?
And your insides.
You can perforate through the walls, meaning you can just create a hole in the walls of the esophagus or your stomach.
Of course, straws aren't the only piece of kitchenware that can leave you with shards in your mouth. TikToker Tori Colley also found herself in the ER after swallowing glass. And before you ask,
no, this is not about a glass straw, but it is about something else that a lot of us have in our home.
According to Tori, she was eating out of glass Tupperware when she bit down on something crunchy.
I spit it out and I see pieces of glass. Part of the edge of the Tupperware has fallen off.
Despite spitting out the shards, some pieces went down her throat. What followed were shooting pains in her stomach, fainting spells, and a rushed drive to the hospital from her husband. However, once Tori arrived, doctors informed her that she likely had nothing to worry about.
Very small pieces, if they're not extremely sharp, like a tack or a needle, it's really unlikely that it would pierce or puncture your organ. There might be some light scratching.
According to Poison Control, this checks out. Small pieces of glass typically pass without symptoms. Larger, sharper pieces, on the other hand, well, they leave a mark. These pieces can carve into the throat, gut, and intestines on their way down, causing internal bleeding. And given that glass is transparent and, in these cases, mixed in with fluid or food, you likely wouldn't know you're consuming it until it's too late.
If you think you would notice it, you actually surprisingly wouldn't because of just how glass is reflective.
But while trading in your glass Tupperware might be a simple fix, if you think throwing your glass straws in the garbage and swapping them for metal will protect you, think again.
I will be okay with my metal straw now, thank you very much.
In fact, behind the glinting, opaque surfaces, these straws are known to hide dark, disturbingly sludgy secrets.
I'm gonna tell you why I have trust issues with straws.
That's Sierra de Cartier, a TikToker who recently posted a stomach-turning story that gave her a lifetime of trust issues regarding reusable straws. According to Sierra, she first started using metal straws during the pandemic, back when she, her sister, and everyone else on TikTok was making whipped coffees to numb the pain.
Obviously, after every use, we would pop them in the dishwasher. Looking back now, that is definitely where we went wrong.
But on the fateful day Sierra's mother handed her daughter her morning beverage, the TikToker had no idea just how wrong it was about to go.
I took the straw expecting coffee to come up, but instead it was this like slimy.
It was a substance Sierra described as slug-like, long and gray.
Obviously, like a build-up of going through the dishwasher in the straw.
Safe to say, Sierra's story sparked some paranoia amongst viewers, and it seems their concerns might be justified. Straws already have a narrow opening that can make them a breeding ground for mold and bacteria without the proper cleaning tools.
This is my metal straw, just found mold in it.
And given that metal straws aren't transparent, well, sippers can be in for a nasty surprise.
Guys, I'm freaking out. I should have recorded this. I have the pipe cleaner thing in it right now. What the f is that?
But this is far from the only risk you sign up for when you add that metal straw to your cart. For example, are you attached to your pearly whites? If so, you might want to reconsider metal straws entirely.
Let's say you take your glass and you sip out of one that you're using and you bonk in your tooth, you either crack it, just chip it, it can become sensitive or it can lead to further problems.
Did I chip it?
These are dangerous, man. You gotta, this takes a learning curve.
And if a chipped tooth wouldn't faze you, how about, say, a missing eye? TikTok user Alex is Here 1 was sitting in the waiting room at the eye doctor when a woman with an eye patch struck up a conversation with her. At some point, the woman noticed the metal straw in Alex's water jug and offered some advice.
She points at my metal straw and she goes, "You might want to switch to a silicone straw."
When Alex asked why, the woman revealed that a couple of weeks ago, she was sitting in the passenger seat of her car as her husband drove, sipping out of her metal straw when they crashed. And you guessed it.
The metal straw went into her eye. Into it, and she lost her eye. That's why she was wearing an eye patch.
This story alone was enough for Alex to make the change.
When I tell y'all, I went out immediately and switched to silicone straws. All silicone. All silicone.
But if you need more motivation, there's no shortage of scary stories floating around online. As TikToker BeachGym10 pointed out, in the correct position and with enough force, a metal straw isn't just a utensil, it's a weapon.
If somebody bops you from here or bops the cup that you're drinking, this can create puncture wounds into the back of the mouth.
According to the TikToker, this isn't a big deal when it happens over the uvula area. It's when it happens over the tonsil area that you face a risk.
Behind that tonsil is a really big blood vessel called your carotid artery. This can cause pretty significant problems because that blood vessel brings blood directly to your brain. And if you're not getting blood to your brain, that can cause you to have a stroke. There's also the potential that you could just injure the blood vessel and have a lot of bleeding, and your airway is right there. And so putting pressure on that location can be difficult because, again, your airway is right there.
And we're talking life and death serious here.
If I'm walking with my drink and I just happen to trip and then boom, impaled. That's not me being funny and making a joke. That's a valid concern.
Valid is right, considering that back in 2018, a British woman was impaled by her metal straw after falling at her home. And this wasn't the only freak accident involving a metal straw. A study from the National Library of Medicine found a 46.5% increase in injuries involving metal straws from 2012 to 2021. These incidences required more emergency department visits than injuries involving any other reusable straws. And the most common victim? Males, aged 0 to 3. Yes, it seems parents have a right to be concerned.
He got on the trampoline. Can you guess what could have happened? He's okay, praise God, but done. Those are dangerous.
In 2016, Starbucks recalled 2.5 million metal straws following reports of children cutting their mouths on the reusable utensils. But these boo-boos were nothing compared to what happened to a 4-year-old in 2022. Charlie DeFria was sipping his yogurt drink through a metal straw when he lost his balance and fell. The force of the fall pushed the metal straw through his tongue and into the back of his throat, where it pierced a carotid artery. Thanks to a nearby ambulance and Charlie's father, who happened to be an internal medicine doctor who acted immediately as his son fell in and out of consciousness, Charlie's life was saved, despite the 4-year-old losing nearly all his blood. As for the DeFria family's metal straw collection, well, according to Charlie's mother, they've been in the garbage since the day after the incident. More recently, a 21-month-old girl was impaled by a metal straw following a bike accident where the utensil went through the roof of her mouth and into her nasal sinuses before hitting the base of her neck. Miraculously, doctors were able to remove the straw without causing further injury. But while tossing your metal straws might stop you from impaling yourself and others, those aren't the only dangers lurking in the common kitchen cupboard. In fact, even glorified sippy cups can be hazardous. In November, TikTok user Jason Sullivan posted about contacting Yeti after he noticed his daughter's water bottles didn't seem to be getting fully cleaned. The company's advice? Use boiling water.
After doing that, this is what they looked like when they came out.
Despite not being made to be disassembled, the boiling water allowed him to peel off the seals, revealing hidden mold.
So, if you're using these types of bottles, especially for children, make sure to check them regularly. There could be hidden buildup or contamination you might not notice.
Online, others have made similarly unsettling discoveries concerning their water bottles.
I've literally been drinking mold, like where you put your mouth is black mold.
All of this was full of black bacteria.
What is that? Mold infested.
You're drinking that. You're drinking that. While some fault has been put on water bottle owners for not cleaning their bottles properly, despite instructions being readily available, others blame companies for designing products that are needlessly difficult to clean and selling sickness to the public. One user even went as far as to describe reusable water bottles as this generation's lead paint. And you don't have to go far to find stories from people who believe they've been unknowingly poisoning themselves for months.
I've had prolonged exposure to black mold for about 2 months now. This was an illness of congestion, runny nose, swollen lymph nodes, swollen tonsil.
Or sometimes, even years.
So I've been so sick for like nearly 3 years of my life now. And I've got all these symptoms and we've run all these tests. I've had that thing done where they put like a tube down your throat to check your stomach and no one can figure out what is wrong.
But while blaming your water bottle for the mysteries surrounding your health might be tempting, according to experts, it's unlikely that mold exposure from a water bottle, even chronic, would lead to anything beyond fatigue and coughing. Of course, these stories might make some yearn for a return to the days of single-use plastic, or question why we ever drifted from drinking straight from the cup. Yet, whether it's tooth sensitivity, a disability, or a growing fear of environmental collapse, people will continue to rely on reusable straws, bottles, and containers. So, how can we protect ourselves? Well, here's the good news. Despite some users quitting cold turkey,
I'm coming to the conclusion that I just shouldn't use any straws.
You likely don't have to replace all of your household utensils. Instead, carefully wash your reusable straws and water bottles after every use to avoid any nausea-inducing incidences. You can also add rubber tips to your glass or metal straws to protect yourself from chipping a tooth or, getting impaled.
These are great because it just takes away all of that scary stuff that could happen.
Handling glassware with care is another way you can protect yourself. If that isn't enough, consider swapping for high-quality borosilicate glass products, which are more durable than other glass products. Or, if this video has left you forever scarred,
glass straws will be a no-go forever in my house. Never again. Don't use glass straws.
Cut out glass altogether by purchasing silicone straws, steel Tupperware, or seeking out other alternatives. And thank you for watching all the way through. Every like, comment, and subscription means a lot. Your support helps us continue to create videos like these.